Hey everybody, Matt here. This is going to be hopefully a quick little video on responsibility, specifically the responsibility that comes along with carrying a firearm. Now this can be concealed carry, open carry, whatever, okay? When you choose to carry a firearm, you automatically have accepted a certain level of responsibility. You have to set yourself to a higher standard than everyone else when it comes to that responsibility, or responsibility in general. And the reason being is because you have on you a life or death solution, okay? You have the ability to make a decision to stop someone's life from being ended by someone else, or to put an end to someone's life. You have on you the ultimate decision-making tool, okay? And with that comes a great deal of responsibility that as a gun owner, as a person who is carrying a firearm, you have to take that seriously. Now, I'll just straight up tell you, this video came about because of a lot of responses I was getting on the video I did on the Trayvon Martin, George Zimmerman thing. Now, please, if this is going to be a comment about that, please go leave it on the other video, not here. This is specifically about responsibility and gun ownership. If you want to rant about that, that's cool, but just do it on the other video because I want to keep the comments relevant. And the response I was getting was, well, at some point, evidence had come out and witnesses have come out that at some point, Mr. Zimmerman walked away. He stopped following, and at that point, Mr. Martin then pursued him, and they got into a confrontation to where basically, Zimmerman was getting his ass kicked, and he felt like at that point, then it did become a self-defense situation. And so that was kind of the point that I want to address with this, because there's a certain level of responsibility we as gun owners take on when we decide to carry a firearm on us, okay? We need to be able to look at situations ahead of time and say, okay, I have a firearm on me. Is me inserting myself into the equation here going to do more good or more harm? And by that we have to look at things like, is the situation that I'm looking at, that I'm focusing on right now, is this, without me in it, is this a life or death situation? And therefore, if I insert myself into this situation with the firearm on me, with the possible use of deadly force, am I then making that situation better by possibly saving an innocent person from getting harmed? Or is this a situation where it's not a life or death scenario, and by me inserting myself into this situation, knowing I have a firearm on me, am I possibly running the risk of making matters worse? Okay, and that's something that as a concealed carry holder, okay, me myself, and anybody that is carrying a firearm, we have to think about. Every time we put this gun on, every time we walk out of the house with a firearm on us, we have to be able to judge those situations clear-headedly and with common sense, and put ourselves up above everybody else as far as responsibility goes, okay? Because it is a responsibility. Now, in my opinion, carrying a firearm is a responsibility everybody should take on, because I feel it's everybody's almost constitutional responsibility to defend themselves and others around them if they have that choice. But we know most people do not. Okay, unfortunately, the people who actually carry firearms on them all the time are in a minority. So we have to put ourselves above everybody else when it comes to responsibility. And it's a responsibility we need to take seriously, because there are situations where by inserting yourself into it, into the equation, without there being a real true threat, okay, because someone looks suspicious, that we have then escalated the situation and made it worse. Even if, in the end, you can look at a situation and go, oh, well, technically it was self-defense because of the end result. Well, there probably wouldn't have been a reason for self-defense in the first place had somebody used common sense and taken that responsibility of carrying that gun seriously in the first place, and not, inserted themselves into the equation. And so anyway, that's it. That's going to piss some people off, I know, because of what the reference material is we're talking about here. Because there's a lot of powerful emotions about that situation. But these are the facts, okay? We take on a higher level of responsibility by carrying a firearm, and we have to take that seriously, and we have to understand these are life or death solutions that we're taking a responsibility for. Okay, so we need to take that responsibility seriously. So anyway, that's it, guys. Questions, comments, video responses. Look forward to them all. Thanks, guys.